I sure wish Ricky would get here so
Where
we
the
can
heck
do
is
this.
Ricky?
I think he's being kind of stealth.
Ow.
Hello and welcome to Headphone Happy Hour. I'm your host, Drew Baird from Moon Audio, and we've got a new pairing today. And I'm here with my dear friends, Ricky and Sarah. Tell us, guys, what are we doing today?
So today we are going to look at the Dan Clark Audio Stealth headphones, which are a wonderful balanced sound, and we're pairing it with the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, which is a wonderfully balanced taste. Dan Clark's in San Diego, while Sierra Nevada is about 10 hours away in Chico. And fun fact, I used to live in Asheville, about 3 minutes away from their brewery there in Mills River.
For our viewers who don't know where Asheville and Chico are, maybe you should say what states they're from.
Oh yeah, Chico's in California and Asheville's in North Carolina, where we are. Fun fact.
So what you're saying is the headphone and the beer were both made in California.
You could say that,
Yeah, you could say. I too was made in California. But I didn't stay very long. Anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of Dan Clark planar magnetic headphones, and Aeon 2 being one of my favorites. But Drew, what do we got here? Tell us. Talk to us about the Stealth.
Yeah, these are very different from his other designs. I mean, the sound signature greatly changed when he went to the Stealth. You know, all of his other headphones were very, we'll say, organic, warm, musical. I'm using weird words, earthy. I don't know. It was a very, it was a very warm musical headphone. Okay, that's the bottom line. So with the Stealth, he wanted to look at Harman's curve and try and match that. And this is a much more neutral, natural, balanced sounding headphone. Great isolation, great comfort. It folds nicely into that little clamshell leather case that he has, so it's very portable. Fun headphone.
I like the color scheme. It's very, the whole matte black with the red accents. It looks very stealthy, if you will.
Very sexy, very clean designs, great engineering.
So can you show us the folding?
Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Folds down like that.
It's so
right?
cool.
Nice.
We didn't bring the little leather clamshell that it goes in, but it's nice and small, and you can throw it in a satchel, knapsack, whatever, take it on the road, and away you go.
Yeah, so I do think of warm when I think of Dan Clark, and especially their flagship open back Ether headphone, which is super warm.
Yeah.
I love that headphone.
Would you say that the Stealth is? I mean, I think of the Stealth as more of like a neutral-ish warm. Would you say it's like the least warm of the Dan Clarks?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And I always, I still recommend the Silver Dragon for all of his headphones. And honestly, I like it with this one too. I'm all about detail, nuances, quick attack. I think the Silver Dragon with this headphone cable brings out, speed and the architecture of the sound. And particularly these headphones, there are a certain combination of products that it really pairs well with. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a finicky headphone in that it doesn't pair with all devices out there, but like at the last Axponus show, I was really surprised how many people gravitated to this headphone with the TIAC UD701 streamer headphone amp DAC. The combination was incredible, and honestly, it's the best I've ever heard this headphone sound. And everybody was really excited to listen to it on that piece. It was a great combination. So if you're looking for, a good pairing, take a look at that headphone amp DAC.
Can you talk about the soundstage a little bit? I know, Sarah, in your review of the headphone, you talked about despite it being closed back, it actually has a really great soundstage for a closed back.
Yeah, I mean, he's angling the drivers in here, something that, I think one of the first headphones out there to really start playing around with angles to improve, dispersion and width of soundstage was the Sennheiser HD800. And if you look in these, he's got the drivers angled and, finding that right balance of angle to get that to point down your canal so that it gives you a sense of 3D effect. They're doing this in this headphone. You know, a lot of times with headphones, they'll angle the ear pads to try and produce that. But the problem with ear pads is that the ear pads mush all over the place and you can't really maintain that perfect angle every time. Whereas these, the pads are the same depth on each side. And so when they're on your head, the angle is always going to remain constant. And so I think that leads to part of the reason why it's got such a good soundstage.
So, in your experience with Moon Audio customers, what other headphones are people debating between when they are thinking about the Stealth?
That's a tough one. I mean, you know, this is a very unique headphone in that it has really good isolation. Honestly, a lot of the reference closed-back headphones don't have great isolation. You know, some of the Ultrasones do, but honestly, you know, Ultrasone has dropped off the bar in my opinion in terms of high-end performance. You know, they make good headphones, but not great. They do have amazing isolation. This is one of the few headphones I find that has really good isolation. Obviously, you still can't use these on a headphone. On an airplane, you're still going to hear some engine noise. There's just no way around it. I like how comfortable they are. They're very light, easygoing. They disappear on my head. So, you know, another headphone I might be looking at is a Fostex TH900, but the price difference is pretty drastic between the two. You know, this has more detail and information than the Fostex. The closed-back headphone market is a tougher market to really produce a reference headphone. You know, the Stellia is one of my all-time favorite closed-back headphones, but this and the Stellia are very different. So it just depends on what the customer is going to tell me in terms of what he's trying to achieve with the headphone. And really, I can't really say that, you know, they're, like I said, they're not close to each other, that it would be, well, I might go with this one, I might go with that one. They're very different sounding. So, you know, they're different customers in my opinion. So, that's a tough one to do. So, yeah, very easy to drive. You know, planers like more power, so the more power you can throw at a planar dynamic driver, the better it's going to excel and sound. Are they terribly difficult to drive? No. Are they stupid easy to drive? No. They're somewhere in the middle. You know, you need a little bit of power to really sort of give them the finesse that they want.
Can I see them for a sec?
Sure can.
So I have to say, the first time I saw Dan Clark, I was like, what's going on here? This is actually a really cool feature that I understand, which is, I think, a nickel titanium hybrid, and this is designed to like really keep its shape. So if you bend it, which I'm not going to do right now on purpose, it will sort of bounce back, so to speak.
I mean, it's a pretty sturdy design.
Yeah, it is, and it's comfy too. Like this headband, it's not like super cushy, but it's kind of got this quilted. Put it on.
And yeah, with the headband design, I mean, they've done a wonderful job of balancing out the way it sits on the top of your head, so you don't get that pinpoint. You don't get that pinpoint prick in the top of your head when a headphone's too heavy that you get. It's a very nice ergonomic design that fits on your head really nicely.
I think we've lost them. I think we're not getting them back now.
What? Huh?
What? What's the price point on these?
$4,000.
What are we competing with?
Yeah. $4,000 is not a small chunk of change. You know, when you get to a certain price point, the incremental differences become harder to attain. Every percentage point gets more and more expensive to get up to that level. I mean, it's, you know, these are built a lot more durable, a lot more engineering than his previous designs. All of his designs are wonderful, but these really have some serious engineering going into them. And, you know, that kind of engineering comes at a price tag. The metalwork alone has got to be pretty darn expensive. It's a one piece with a lot of CNC machining out of it. You know, the cup most likely isn't. Yeah, the carbon fiber cups can't be cheap. You know, it's, you know, you're paying for quality at the end of the day.
So people always want to know, what genres is this going to be good for? And I know we don't want to pigeonhole.
Right.
I mean, many headphones are good for many genres. But what would you say are the
here's a great thing about neutral natural. It pretty much goes across the board. I mean, it's good for just about everything. It doesn't it's not going to be like, I wouldn't say this is the number one EDM headphone, and I wouldn't say this is the number one rock and roll headphone. It does very well. It's very balanced. It does good across a whole bunch of genres. So, I mean, there's not one place I would typecast it into, really, honestly.
And then, again, our Dragon Cable recommendation,
The Silver Dragon, like I said.
Silver Dragon.
That's my preference, because I want a little more excitement and detail in the top end. It's, once again, since it's neutral and natural, you could sort of go either way, Black Dragon or Silver Dragon. I think more people would enjoy silver over the black.
See, I liked it with the black.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a personal preference thing. It depends on the system you're listening to,
Yeah.
whether your system's warm or forward.
True.
You got to figure out what's going on with your system first and then, work out the cable afterwards.
So, if you had to speculate on the spur of the moment, what would you say is next for Dan Clark?
Well, he's done a little bit of everything. He's done electrostatics, he's done planar, he hasn't done a dynamic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe an IEM. Who knows? They haven't told me anything, so don't take anything of this. Take it with a grain of salt. But these are the things that they haven't done yet. They haven't done a Dan Clark IEM. I wouldn't be surprised at some point. Why not?
Cool.
Yeah.
Why not? With Andy Regan working there and his backgrounds in IEMs, I have a hard time believing they're not going to come out with an IEM at some point. So
Cool.
What y'all think of the beer?
very good. I've been a Sierra Nevada fan for a long time. I'm a big fan of it. So
Yeah, that's all right.
it's all right.
Yeah,
He's not a big fan.
I'm not. I
I'm a
don't
big
like.
fan.
I don't like pale ales.
Yeah.
But it's Sierra Nevada. It's good quality. Definitely tasted better in the brewery, personally, than the bottle. But that's just me. So.
Yeah, I didn't like pale ales until maybe, I don't know, more recently. But it's not like too hoppy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's as balanced as the Dan Clark Stealth, but still, I enjoyed the pairing.
Yeah. And sorry, no football puck today. We have a deflate gate issue going on here. No pucks this week. We'll try and get the football puck back for football season.
Football
people
season's
come for.
coming.
Football season is coming. So I hope you've enjoyed what we've done here. Make sure to leave any questions below.
Yeah, let us know if you have any suggestions for headphones or other audio gear you would like us to feature and maybe pair with some beer recommendations.
Yeah, and if you liked this video, please hit that subscribe button so you can enjoy all of Moon Audio's audiophile content from unboxings, reviews, how-tos, and more. So
Cheers.
Same time next week.
Cheers.
See you guys next week.